Every film has a targeted audience, whether it is a mainstream mass audience or a niche independent one. I must research to find out my most likely audience in order to shift my ideas to fit their preferences. Positive feedback from audience members and research in depth of their psychographics boosting the likeliness of the sales and popularity if I were ever to release this as a production. In order to specify my ideas and make sure my short film makes a promising progress through both production and editing stages, I need to research into what my specific audience enjoys, following their likes and dislikes to approach my film correctly and produce a final piece of work that suits their demands. When beginning to develop my narrative, I thought that the best way to collect feedback on my ideas was questionnaires. My questions involved insight into initial ideas, displaying multiple choice questions and opinion boxes. This would then enable my audience to improve and elaborate on my primary narrative ideas. In detail, I label questions in order to retain feedback for location, music, diegetic and non-diegetic, and how to develop narrative overall. The results collected meant that I was able to establish a step-by-step guide with a storyboard sheet and script, understanding which path would best suit my target audience, implying that there would be a higher chance of viewers by the conclusion of my edit. Certain aspects I applied from the results included characterization of my lead character and a developed score with a guitar solo. Last year, my development into audience feedback was thorough and aided my journey into creating an opening sequence. Having a target audience of my own age meant that it was feasible to gather necessary information quickly. However, this year, a target audience of 20 to 25-year-olds proved a difficult crowd to control. Focus groups generally haven't worked toward feedback, as people are very nervous holding back their opinions, which meant that discussion did not usually evolve. Interviews were also difficult to arrange due to the lack of time and filled schedule of a lot of my audience members. Therefore, I opted for the next best thing. Social networking is an inexpensive resource in which many can advertise and express opinion. So why not use it as a source of feedback? With thousands of millions of people online at all times of the day, this was a form of interview that I could use and reach out to particular members of my audience, and many others. Creating a Facebook group, I attached my video for people to watch, then prompted members to comment. Although very few comments were applied, the depth of answers was enough to display improvements in addition to my first edit. This process gave me fulfillment as targets such as additional camera movement and colour introduction was completed to improve my final text. Audience theories define the ways in which audiences consume media. The uses and gratifications theory identifies four main uses as diversion, personal relationships, personal identity, and surveillance. My short film, I believe, comes under the category of surveillance. Its content attempts to spread importance on the matter in a subtle way. Although it is not a documentary, the film will fulfill curiosity of real problems and real questions, as well as creating awareness of the homeless. As feedback from my questionnaires had suggested, people within the ages targeted in my audience have a preference for realistic approaches that have connoted a realistic and hard-hitting effect.